So we're recording, yay. And tonight we're going to cover how to attract and how to recruit business builders, basically. Not just your discount coaches. And I want to start by saying that you need all of those to have a successful business. You need customers. You need a big customer support base. You need discount coaches. You need coaches that, like, what got me to Emerald originally were just some solid Emerald coaches, meaning it was my brother who drank enough product to be Emerald, if that makes sense. He signed up his wife and my grandmother, and he was my solid Emerald for probably my first year until I got Angela Unruh, who's one of our diamonds on our team, right? So, those people are important, if that makes sense. Like, they're all important, and you need the discount coaches. So they're all important. And yes, we want runners, but it takes everybody to make your team work, if that makes sense. And they're all important. Everyone truly matters. So I'm going to share a few things that I know that it changed for me, because we used to just recruit discount coaches in the beginning, like when we first started as coaches and stuff. My paycheck flatlined. I wasn't making any more. It was almost a year like that where it just flatlined, and I kind of clicked. I was like, and I wasn't recruiting runners, people that really wanted to do this as a business. It was just discount coaches, right? And like I said, that paycheck just flatlined. So we really had to kind of reevaluate, Brandon and I, and reevaluate and so these are some key things that made a difference for us. One is I don't offer discount coaching to everyone. It's part of the process. So I'll take it. Most of you guys probably understand a challenge group, right? And a challenge pack. I always start with the challenge pack. They say no to that. I go with just Shakeology. They say no to that. I go with a workout program. They say no to that. Then I go to a free account with me, right? Or even maybe the Beachbody On Demand. And they say no to that, then a free account. So it's kind of the same thing with the discount coaching. That discount coaching is like the last thing I may offer somebody. I don't start with discount coaching. And in the beginning, I did. So that was one of the mistakes that I made is I go in the beginning to everybody and sign them all up as a discount coach. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a time and a place. If you are one coach shy of being diamond, or you need your 6 and 6 just to secure yourself up, and you have somebody that is drinking Shakeology regularly, yes, go to that person, offer them a discount. So please don't take this message the wrong way. Remember, I started this call off saying that discount coaches are equally as important as your runners. You need them in this business. But I don't start with my invitation process. I don't start there. I start with inviting them as a real business participant, as a team member, to build a business. Then they will naturally become a discount coach if they don't do stuff, basically. So questions about that before I move on? Because you guys can just raise your hand. I can see all of you. So just raise your hands and I'll stop. So that was one of the things. Another thing that helped kind of transition for us is sharing more. These are things that I still need to work on. I still need to post more, for sure. That Facebook is my nemesis. I hate it. But posting more, making sure 1 out of every 5 posts is an invite to not just your challenge group. So I was really good at posting, especially in the beginning. I would always post my workout pictures. I would post my challenge groups. I would invite to my challenge groups. But very rarely would I share the business side. I was very shy about sharing the business side, sharing my income, what this has done for me financially, those type of things, sharing my new coaches and what it's done for them financially. And even if it's not your new coaches, your other team members, even people like I said last call, by the end of this month, I want all of you sharing each other's stories, sharing what your team members are doing. Even if it's we are one team, we work together. So if it's Morgan's brand new coach that just sold her first month in the group in her coaching business and made $500 or whatever, share that. It doesn't have to be your personally sponsored customer or a coach or whatever. Like, we're a team. We work together as a team. We support each other as a team. So sharing stories like that, something I still need to do more of. And that definitely helped me recruit more people who wanted to do this as a business when I did flip that switch and start sharing more of the coaching side of things as well. Still share your challenge. Most of you, I think, are do really good at sharing your workout pictures and invite to challenge groups and stuff like that. Just make sure you're doing the other end as well with sharing to the coaching opportunity and sharing with the income and what this has done for you. If you've done the How to Talk to People training, we made a list of 100 things of what you love about Beachbody, what you love about your job, what you love about what you do. The purpose of that list was go down and schedule those posts out and make it a variety and share. Because, you know, for one person, it's going to be the fact that you could go to the post office in the middle of the day. This other person is going to be the fact that you get to stay home with your kiddos. This person is going to be the fact that it's different things will attract different people. So you need to share all of those aspects. Share about sharing new, I can't read my writing. Oh, shy about sharing new, I really can't read my handwriting. Don't share enough next week. So I think those were my biggest mistakes. Now I'm going to go through, and these were just my tips that I came up with for attracting business builders. The first one is something you guys do not want to hear, but it's the truth. You just got to recruit more. And this is, I'm going to give you some Eric Worre numbers. And these are his numbers, and they, like, I've been to several events of his, and it's every time it's proven, the numbers are proven, if that makes sense. These are random people, you know, every time the numbers are proven. And here's the difference. He does a insanity boot camp where you sign up 20 coaches in 90 days, but it's really a month, because a month of that is prep work and then the launch and then like building. So it's 20 coaches in a very condensed chunk, and it's very focused. It would be a push. It would be something that that would be an entire separate call and training if that was something you guys wanted. But it would be, you know, talking to the family, everybody's on board about this. You have specific hours and you really are laser focused. One guy, Holton Briggs, I think his name, he makes like $3 million a month. But when you hear what he did, he had a home party after a home party every hour on the hour, inviting people, having their people follow up the next meeting, if that makes sense. Like, it was insane. And so it's a direct reflection of your work every time, of how much you put into it and how much effort and drive. So he talks about doing it just a 90-day laser focused push where that, you know, that's you eat, sleep, and breathe signing up a coach. And of course you take your time out with your family and have dinner, you know what I mean? But everybody's on board and supporting you. And you only have to do this once in your business. So if you recruit 20 people in 90 days, you can write these numbers down. 20 people in 90 days, 12 will do something. 8 you'll never hear from again. So 90 days, you recruit 12. And just think of Diamond. You need how many? 8 coaches? You know, so you're not even at, you know, if you recruit 20, you're going to have 12. 8 you'll never hear from. After 90 days, and this could be depressing. I'm not meaning for it to be depressing, but I try to set things up for reality for you guys, you know. After 90 days, 12 of them, out of those 12, 8 will be left. Okay. After a year, out of those 8, you have 4. And then, wait, Dad, I think I messed up. Let me read this over. 20 within the 90 days.
It has nothing to do.
During those 90 days, 12 will do something, right? After 90 days, you have 8. After a year, you have 4, which doesn't sound right. After 3 to 5 years, you have 2.
Direct labor.
And then, remember I said it only takes one? Every person like in the room that was a millionaire, making over $1 million a year, when you ask them how many leaders they have, how many of these people they have, it's only 2 to 4 2 to 4 people. That's it. And they've all have done this once or twice in their career. So now I'm going to translate this into Beachbody. The results aren't quite the same. They're even, I don't want to say worse, slower maybe is the better word. They're slower if you're not doing a push of it. Like I've never signed up 20 coaches, and I really haven't gone back to look. I really don't think I've signed up 20 coaches in 90 days. I've done 8. Let's see, 8. I could go back and add that up. Maybe 8. Anyway, I'm pretty gradual. I'm pretty consistent and gradual. And that is going to be slower growth because there's momentum when you sign up people together. That's kind of why we do these groups, right? You guys bond, I think that's why Kelsey and Tamara did so good because I signed up, I think it was 5 or 6 people that month. And they were the 2 that, connected, but they all started together, right? So it's slower if you're going to you're not going to get the same numbers if you recruit 20 people in a year. Your numbers are not going to look like this. You may not get your 1 leader. Am I making sense there? So the moral of the story is you got to recruit more. So for me, and I'll share, I don't know if you guys want to know my numbers, if that helps you, to know what's doable and realistic and know that I am slow. There are people that recruit over 30 coaches every single month, right? I do not do that. I am 1 to 2 coaches, maybe if I have a really good month, 8, and then followed by a month of 0. But I average about, I think it's 3 coaches a month is what I average. And I do sign up about 30 coaches every year. And I've consistently done that. If you go back and look, maybe some years more, but it's about averaging 30 coaches a year. So out of those 30 coaches a year, I can share my first year. The people who got me to Diamond are not around, that first. And I will say I've improved, obviously. Our systems have improved. The stuff from corporate has improved, everything's improved. So Brian was my first 1-star Diamond, right? I produced him the next year. I went Diamond I think it took me, ended up in August. It was like the beginning of January, right? So 6 months almost. Brian went Diamond the next year when I started building him. Then the next year was Angela. And then I think the next year was 5-star. And then when I had my second business center, I went Diamond in about a month. And I went from to 3-star in a year. Okay, so what that says, though, what I want you to recognize is that I got better. I used the systems we had. That's when I started, what was the shift there? I started sharing more publicly those posts about our trips even and traveling and more the business side, okay? And I also, I wanted to go back to the people who got me to Diamond, right? That first year, it was all kind of warm market people, people I worked with, people who knew me. And a lot of people will join and sign with you kind of almost as a favor because they like you, they love you, right? But they don't really want to do this. You may get lucky and find 1 or 2, like my cousin Natalie, who's awesome, but the majority of them aren't probably going to be here. It was a lot of people that I worked with at work, the school psych field, a lot of good friends, that pretty much got me to Diamond. And they were discount coaches, really, more so, until I found, and that, like I said, I built Brian during that time. I found Angela, who was a runner, and that was after a year. She signed up the next year. Yeah, let's make sure everybody's muted, sorry. Got it. So I want you just to be aware. Dennis, I'm going to mute you because we get a lot of background noise. Everybody's muted unless you have a question. We're good. Everybody's muted. So what was I saying? I don't remember. Basically, I'm just saying about how you're going to have to reach out and add new people to your network. You haven't met your leaders yet. None of you probably. You're not, you haven't met your runners and those people who are going to become. And I know I'm kind of rambling here, another big tip, and if you haven't gone back and watched the mindset one, the Power Lunch Call on mindset and Tony Robbins, That's a big key to this too. You have to envision it. Like, I don't know where my diamonds are going to come from. I don't know where my leaders are going to come from. But you know what? I know they're going to come, and I see it and I visualize it. And I think about that. Like, every day I'm spending, and it's part of my prayer time, honestly. Like, if you're praying that Team Give prayer where you pray for your future customers and coaches, I pray for those people, and I can see them coming, into our team. And I see the team growing, and I envision that, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God for that blessing that I know He's going to give. So first tip was recruit more, which is one thing I know y'all you probably don't want to hear, but it's just the reality of it. What's your why? What's your goals? And what's your niche? This is another area I still need to improve on, I feel like. But I can say in the beginning, I would take anybody as a coach, and I invited everybody as a coach, and that's okay. I'm not saying not to do that, but you're going to find your business builders, because this is about how to attract business builders and not discount coaches, people who are motivated. When you are talking to your niche, when you're making your post, like, pick that person that is your perfect coach. Give them a name. It can be somebody you already have or your imaginary coach. It doesn't matter. And when you write your post, when you do your videos, when you do anything, that is who you're talking to. It doesn't matter if you offend those other people. I had a guy that I was talking to, everything else. It was pretty much that he didn't like, and he said, I said, well, I don't remember how I asked him, but he didn't like the way that I ended everything in smiles. That's not my niche. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not offended by that. That's okay. So know that you're not perfect for everybody. You're not the best fit for everybody. And be okay with that, and talk to that person that you do want, because that's the person that you will attract. And that's the person, when you sign up, y'all are going to click like that and feel like you've known each other forever, right? So posting more to your niche, posting more to when you do videos and stuff like that, talking to that person. And when I say that, like, what's your why, what's your goal? That's what I'm talking about, because that person is going to have a similar why and a similar goal. So you have to be sharing that goal and those why and that vision of where you want to go. So recruit more. What's your why? What's your goal? What's your niche? The next one is be vulnerable. The more vulnerable you are, the more people are going to relate to you. It kind of goes along with your niche as well. And it's, what one thing do people not know about you that you don't want people to know? When you share that, it's going to set you free, and you will be shocked at how many people reach out and support you, and connections are made, and a deeper relationship is made immediately. So being vulnerable is huge. And I'm not saying, like, if you're going through something like really rough, I'm not saying you have to share about it right then, but afterwards, and sharing the journey and what you learned and the lesson you've learned, the positive outcome, right? It's important to share that. How do you share that? It can be through video. It can be through posting. And here's the other thing that I don't do enough. You got to do it every fifth post. People aren't going to see it. Just because you did it once, twice, 3 times, doesn't mean people are seeing it. And you're adding new people constantly to your page and stuff. You've got to be posting that story over and over and over. And yes, you will drive people crazy. But you know what? That's not your niche. The people that are your niche, you won't drive crazy. You're going to draw them into you. Making sense so far? You guys can ask any questions. Next one is pushing out of your comfort zone, which goes along with being vulnerable, because being vulnerable may be out of your comfort zone. And this can be a few different things. It can be, I'm going to lump this, I'm going to say push out of your comfort zone, and also be the leader that you already are. All of you are leaders. Every single one of you that were invited. I don't care if you're not even on the Zoom call. If you were invited to this call, you're a leader. In fact, as soon as you're Emerald, as soon as you sign up your first coach, you're a leader. And to go ahead and be that leader, participate, step up and run sneak peeks, step up and host power lunch calls for the team. Step up and do those things. Answer questions in the team page. Post when you find information, post that in the team page to everybody. Be that leader, because that sends the message to your coaches that you're serious and you're a leader as well. Because a part of this was, how do you motivate your new coaches? They need to see you. It's the same thing as being a product of the product. When it comes to the coaching side, it's be a leader of the leader. Did that even make sense? But you get what I'm saying, right? It's be the leader that you want your coaches to be. So you got to be that first. So step up and get out of your comfort zone by hosting business webinars, running the sneak peek, maybe doing the live videos. Like, I don't know what's out of your comfort zone, but pick an area that's out of your comfort zone is what I'm saying. They'll go in live on your Facebook feed. These are just some ideas. And even, to roll back up, and I don't mean to be tangent, but to roll back up to the recruit more people. If you guys wanted to do a push, one or two of you, if that really kind of gets you excited and you want to do that, connect with somebody, like put it out there, and then run a business webinar every single day of the week and alternate. And you're constantly inviting people like that. That's how you build that momentum. Or run a sneak peek with you and one of your coaches, separately, a smaller sneak peek in addition. And what this means is, in addition to the team give one, because that's where I'm going with recruiting more. You got to be inviting to all of it all the time. You're constantly inviting. There's not a lack of opportunity to invite somebody to something. If I'm making sense there. And if you feel like there's not something to invite somebody to, do it. Step up and do it. All of you will do a fabulous job at everything that I just said, for sure. Any questions about that? Need ideas about how to get out of your comfort zone, or everybody? That's good. I like thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. And then I already said about sharing your income, didn't I? Share your income in post and share how the business has blessed you. The list of 100 people. I said, being consistent. I feel like I've already said that too. Being consistent with those posts, being consistent with being a leader in the team, just being consistent with the 5 things that I just mentioned, pretty much. So to review, we have recruit more. What's your why, your goals, and your niche? So talk to that niche person. Be vulnerable. Push outside of your comfort zone. Be a leader. Share income, share how the business has blessed you more often. Like I'll say one out of every 5. They say post 3 to 4 times a day. And if I'm saying 1 out of every 5, you're posting either the business or an invite to a challenge group or work, like one of those things every day. One of those posts should be, and that's where I still have to improve. And I can tell you, when I do go through spurts of being consistent and pre-planning my post, I do get more interaction. And through private messaging, I get people private messaging me going, tell me more about this coaching, or what's this group, and so that's it. That's all the tips I have. Do you guys have questions about any of that? Other tips, what are some of you guys' tips? Because all of you have recruited people. This isn't an area that you don't know anything about. You know what I mean?
Michelle, I have a question. How do we go live on Facebook? I know you've done it and I know Morgan has, but I haven't figured it out yet.
It's only on your phone. So you have to be on your phone, and not everybody may not have it yet, but it's going to be when you go to post a picture. It's the 3 little, the 3 little buttons, like, hold on, I'm trying to post. So you have to actually click in like you're going to make a post. And then down at the bottom, it's a little person that has 2 rings around his head. It's the second, it's that second button right there and right next to the camera.
I gotcha.
So that's how.
Awesome.
What's your tip for recruiting people? Heidi, I'm going to pick on you.
Screw it, just do it.
I like it. That's another thing. I used to be really hesitant and shy to even invite people. You got to invite people. Go for the no. 50 no's. Go for it. Morgan, what's your tip? Amy be thinking, you're next.
Definitely the vulnerability. That live video I made on Sunday had some good feedback. So I had a lot of people who, and I did my canned copy paste thing that said, thank you so much for liking my video. That was really nerve wracking. But I have to ask, were you just being supportive, or did you really want to know more about the webinar? And I had like 5 who said they were interested, and a couple of them still said they want to watch the recorded one. So that worked. So
yeah. And I'll say you have to do it more often, like what you just did, because it was great. You did a great job on it, and just sharing it in different ways. And more often. And I'll even say, because you shared it with us through the Zoom, maybe one-on-one, I don't remember, and going more into depth too, which I know was hard for you, because I think when you shared it with me, that was the first time you ever vocalized it. And it was so pure and raw, though. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I wish I had that on film, But you did. You left, and it's only I do that too. It's a comfort level. You're going to get better. You're going to get more comfortable, and you're going to share a little bit more next time. Does that make sense?
It does, for sure.
And you're still going to have knots in your stomach after you do it too.
And then we had a really busy evening that day, and I was like, well, crap, now I don't have time to follow up.
That's another thing I'll do. I'll do some stupid posts like that right before we leave on a trip or something like that. I do a call to action. I'm like, what was I thinking?
I just made more work, but it's good work, but it's more work. Yeah. So that did work. The live videos are working. I'm getting better at those. So
you did awesome. You did great. You did.
Thank you.
Amy, how about you? What's your tip? You got it.
Okay. I do not post enough about my business. I've done it once, and I've been a coach for over a year. But when I did that, I had great success, and I don't know why I don't do it again. But my big tip for right now is go for the big fish. Because when I started, I had these people, and I knew like I totally want them on my team. But I thought, well, one's a personal trainer. I'm really intimidated by that. One's a bodybuilder, and I really like him. But how could I even mention it? So this week I have sent business opportunities to those people. And I really thought I sent it, and I was like, they are so going to be like, I hate this girl, But they were really receptive, and they were like, yeah, I'll take a look at it. So it may not go anywhere, but I feel so much better about myself for doing that.
That's called your chicken list. I'm proud of you. Awesome job.
So that's what I went for, the big fish this week.
I love it. And you know what? I'm so serious. God rewards you when you do that type of stuff. You're right. It may not come about through these people, but then somebody out of the blue comes to you. When you do something that's out of your comfort zone, that sphere, that chicken list or whatever, it's just funny the way you get rewarded afterwards. So I'm super proud of you. All of you took steps out of your comfort zone. Look at you guys. So that's really all I have. Those are my tips on how to attract more people, business builders, to your team. And then I wanted to say we have to pick, and that's why I made the post, we have to pick some accountability, what we want to be held accountable for, what we want to post kind of on a regular basis. And I want you guys to come up with it, but I am including one thing in that list. But that's why I posted, I don't want it too cumbersome. The 3 vital behaviors are important, but if we just do one ad, one invite, and I'm adding connect. That's what we're going to cover next week. And it's going to be, you do at least one of those a day, a connect, which I'll go over and I'll explain that. One connect a day. It could be one personal development, one, meaning you did your personal development, an ad, and connect. I don't care which 3. Does that make sense? And I think, some people, personal development, it's like waking up and brushing your teeth. You just do it. Does that make sense? So it doesn't need to be on the list. But some of you, it may need to be on the list. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's not automatic for you. But you know what? Adding 2 new people on Facebook or adding somebody new on Facebook every day is automatic for you. So that was the purpose of that question, was I kind of wanted to get a feel for where you guys are at, what, and I didn't know how to word it. Part of me wanted to be what don't you, I don't want to say what don't you need, but because I kind of wanted to be as a group, we agree that we want to report in on these 3 things. Does that make sense? Am I making sense there? You can help me clarify. One of them definitely will be connect, and I'm going to cover what that means on the next one. But I want you guys to decide if you want to add one person a day, invite one person a day. It looked like inviting and adding new people were the areas already that were where people were struggling the most. So that's why I said that, those 2. So it'd be add one person a day, and just Monday through Friday. Like, I'm not trying to, unless this really is a push to diamond group and you really do want to, then by all means do more. I think Amy, do you have, I didn't check the back office, but so I didn't want to say anything yet. Do you want to share anything? No. I'll tell you what we'll do. Everybody give me an update of where you're at with your list, what you have, like what's lacking from getting you to diamond. Heidi, are you still 3 and 3?
I'm 4 and 2.
4 and 2. And
Good.
Morgan, where are you at?
I'm still 4 and 4, and one of mine recruited or put her fiance as a coach, so she's halfway to Emerald.
And I'm glad you said that. I want to throw it for Amy. I'm holding her out because I see a lot of that in the downline. I usually wait for them to sign up their spouse when they get their first coach.
That's what I had recommended that she do. However, he wanted his Shakeology.
Gotcha. I just wanted to make sure, because I see that a lot in the downline, and I never know, do they get the understanding of why we say that? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So as long as we're all on the same page, it's all good.
Yes. And then she sold a challenge pack, so yay!
She's got 4 points. You got to get her to 5. I'm like, you got to get her to 5. Just one more. Just one. So connect means connecting with, and I'm sure you already have, but reach out to her and see how you can help her, see what she's doing, offer to help her with some of those invites. Go and even maybe make a post bragging about her, which would edify her.
Don't worry. She's the one that talks to me all the time.
Huh?
Don't worry. She's the one that talks to me all the time.
Okay. Okay, now Amy's turn. Tell me where you're at.
Well, hopefully in the morning I'll be diamond. Officially. It's been crazy. My mom, I took over her account, like I told you guys. And so I have 4 points, and I signed up 2 coaches under her. And then I myself have 4 Success Club points. So neither one of us are where we need to be yet. But I text my mom today because she has no clue what's really going on. But I actually think she really would be an awesome coach. And I've talked to her about that. But I think she's getting a little bit excited because I texted her name on the leaderboard. I was like, look at you. You're gonna And then so I texted her today and I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, you're an Emerald coach. Congratulations. Now, can you get 1 more point? And so she's like, oh my gosh, what do I have to do?
That's awesome.
So like success really drives her, I think, like even if she didn't do it herself. And so I was like, I think you made $100. Like, and like, I've done all the work, but that's okay. 'Cause she was my biggest, my toughest person to get on board actually. But I do have, I need to secure several more coaches because I don't have a lot of active coaches. I have a lot more discount coaches. So I'm scared to even get too excited about it because I'm afraid, what's going to happen over the next 6 weeks.
You have 4 and 4?
You
may have more than, because you had.
I have I have an Emerald on each side, and then I have 3 coaches on my left and 4 coaches on my right. So I have 5 and 4 total, I guess. Does that make sense?
I guess 5 active coaches on one leg and 4 active coaches on the other.
Yeah, and 1 of each are Emerald.
Right.
But they're not really working only 2 of my coaches are actually working the business aside from I'm working my mom's business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let me back up to just make you feel like kind of at ease, you do need to remember that whole discount coach spiel that I just gave. I was like, don't sign up discount coach. You need to sign up discount coaches. Like if you have anybody that's drinking Shakeology regularly, offer them the discount coach. And then remember, like for me, when I first built, it was my brother was a steady emerald because he consumed enough product because he drank it, his wife drank it, and then he did the recovery and the form like supplements. You know what I mean? Who signed up my grandmother? He was my like emerald that I could count on that. He wasn't falling out of rank. Brian was on my other side. So it's kind of the same scenario for you. Then I had a lot of discount coaches, and those discount coaches allow you time to find your runners. Okay.
Right.
You're right. They're probably not going to be here in a month or two, but as long as you keep signing up coaches and start doing some of the things we just talked about, you're going to get your runners. But it's going to take time even for your runners to realize they're even runners too. You know what I mean? Right. But they
I'm
will.
hoping that I have one that I think she would rock being a coach, but she's going to watch the webinar, and then I think I've invited maybe like 6 people maybe this week.
That's good. Have you been doing that?
But so, and I still have, both of my sisters have never signed up, never bought anything, never purchased a challenge pack. So I have those 2 that I will buy from them. Like I will give them the money. Yeah, I'm saving them, but I do have backup. I have a lot of family that hasn't done anything at all. So
save them, because even at was it 5-star? I mean, I still like at 5-star. I think needed to active. Like I needed my mom active at that time. I know. I just told her to order something.
Well, that's one of the things I did call a friend who, I mean, she's one of my best friends, and she doesn't always drink her Shakeology. Like she'll put it on hold for a month. And so I called her and I was like, I'm going to need you to order something and I'll pay for it. And so she was like, yeah, she did it right then. And so I was trying to just secure, one more person. And so I think that worked out.
And that just gives you time. Like it makes you feel like you got to get some more people though. So you're not having to do that and not stressed every week. Like we don't want to be heart attack diamonds. We want to be secure and on our way to team leaders. Team leader is the goal. So we'll celebrate, but we'll really celebrate when you have the 6 and the the 2, right? And you're like, oh.
I'm scared to even say it out loud. I told my husband, like really quietly, like, I think I might be going in the morning.
And then you're like, I might drop out the next week though.
No. So I'm having some anxiety about that, but I'm working very hard.
As long as you keep working, sweetie, and keep inviting and really start implementing some of these things we just talked about, it's going to fall into place. Am I going to say you're going to drop? Yeah, you may drop out. You know what I mean? But you're going to get right back to it. As long as you get right back to it and you don't, because I dropped out once right in the beginning after I think the 6 weeks, and then I never dropped out again. I did what you did. Like if I had to sign up Chris, like my father-in-law, I did it. Like I did. And my rank didn't even impact anybody. I was signed up by a discount coach. It's like, you know what I mean? And I still did whatever it took to stay diamond.
So. Well, I was looking back, I was telling my husband, because I'm still trying to figure out all the money that I get, because in bonus money and cycle bonuses and then team bonuses and all that kind of stuff. So I think it said that I had cycled like 160 times, which is probably not really impressive. But whenever you add like $14 times 160, I mean, that's like a lot of free money, you know? I mean, like.
That's the majority of our paychecks, people.
Right.
All team cycle bonus. And it doesn't seem much. You hit diamond. Like I know you go for this because I just want you guys to be set up realistically. Like I hate I made it for diamond, then you make it to diamond. It's like your paycheck doesn't change. It doesn't. And so I want you to set up for realistic expectations. It's really the team leader that you're shooting for, because that team leader shows that you're growing depth and you're starting to cycle. You're starting to build your team. And that's going to be the direction of your paycheck. But diamond is one of the things, a part of that team leader. It's one of the things, one of the steps you gotta hit. It's just keep stepping, and y'all are all doing awesome. Like you really, really, really are. And even if you fall out next week, Amy, we still love you. You did awesome. We're proud of you that you hit it. Like, it's like, you won't stay there long. I know it. Okay, if you do fall out, like it's okay. It's okay. So, anything else? Because I know you guys are busy, and I don't want to keep. I really do want this. I guess for the next week call, or during this week in the group, I want you guys to vote on and decide what we're going to be reporting in. And then I also forgot success partners. You can go back and look at that graph, the spreadsheet, and Amy, you need to go update it. All of you need to update it, and you can just see who's been participating, who maybe has who has the emeralds and who has a lot of coaches. That would be a good pair, right? A good match. Somebody who has a lot of coaches but no emeralds, and this person has 2 emeralds but no coaches, you know. Another good match would be looking at the personal development thing. Like if somebody's struggling in this area and you're good, you know, trying to find a success partner just for this. I'm not going to say just a temporary basis. If you already have one, great. You don't need another one. But just during this period for this next month, try to get a success partner, you know. And if it works out that you want to continue on, that's great. But at least during this period, reach out and try to connect with somebody that you feel like you can jive with. So that's the homework. Homework is vote on the areas that we want to report into and find a success partner. And welcome back, Dennis. This is all recorded for you to go back and watch.
Okay. I was still at work. Sorry.
I know, it's okay. I remember my Alaska days driving on, like being on the phone, listening to the team calls at work. It's all good. So I appreciate you guys showing up and trying to make it. And I know no matter what time we pick, it's never perfect. So you're all awesome, and I appreciate you all. I'm going to let you go finish your night, go finish your evening. For Dennis, your afternoon.
All right.
And I'll see you guys next Wednesday at 8. Okay? Bye, guys.